Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I'm checking out the Kingwear KW01 Smartwatch, available for under $50 online. It really doesn't say anything around the box. It's a really plain package. Inside of the box you get the watch itself without the bands, which are going to be underneath. There's the user manual, and then the bands itself down here. Then you've got the 5 volts 1 amp charger. I'll have the product specifications down in the description. So we have the power button on the right side here. It also acts like an unlock button. The speaker's on the side, and that's actually a nice thing, unlike some other smartwatches which have it on the bottom here, because it might end up getting blocked with your wrist. Either way, the heart rate monitor is on the bottom, along with the 4-pin magnet to recharge it. Nothing else on the side. Playing around with the wrist strap to put it on can take a minute or two, but you can back it up this way, and then you should hear a click once it's in. So this is what it looks like in my hand. I like the look of it. It's nothing too crazy, nothing too big. It does feel a little heavy though. It feels like it's made out of something like metal, like aluminum, but at the same time I think it's just plastic. Either way, it looks nice from a distance, and it's got the 1.54-inch TFT screen. It does look like a small screen. It's a little bigger than what you might think because of the thick bezels, that's one thing. On here there's only 4 different layouts, so we can go to the next one. They'll all show similar things. And the same with this, and then the 4th one here. I like the first one that they have originally. This is also a nice one. This is also not bad either. I wish they had some more styles, like a simple style. Connecting is pretty simple. You can go into the Bluetooth app and search for a new device. Mine was the iPhone, and then I connected with my iPhone here to the Kingwear KW01 here. And sometimes you might get options. I could have sworn I had some other options here to like sync contacts or whatever. But regardless, then you go into Link 2, and then you got to download that on the App Store or the Play Store. And then you can sign up. You can then sign up, and then you can finally see all your stuff. So you can connect through here, and it's pretty simple. It shows that it's connected. You can find your device too. I tried this just now, and there you go. There it is. And then you can also see your heart rate and how many steps you've taken today so far. The battery life on this is okay. You can say it's actually good if you're just looking to use this for the whole day and you don't mind recharging it every night. So this battery life lasts for a day, over a day, and then you get some the next day, then it runs out of battery. So overall, it's better than what we've seen in other watches from last year especially. And then it shows notifications that come up here as they're happening. And then you can only view them. You have to reply through your phone. What's interesting is that even though I have my volume low and I have this on vibrate, it still brings up notifications. So on the phone we got the dialer here. Now it's not blocked off, it's just in a little rectangle here. The keys are big enough to press. We've got the phone book on here. You can try to sync with the phone. I tried that, it's not working, but I do almost recall that when I was connecting for the first time, it did show that I had the option to sync with the phone on my phone here. Since it won't sync, you won't be able to see your call history or even messaging. But messaging, it says it's currently not supported. I'm not sure if that's just because of the iPhone, but I know that's definitely a deal breaker for some people. Then you can go into settings on the side here. You can click BT settings to turn off visibility and keep the Bluetooth on. And one thing that I don't like about these rounded watches is that I want to say this is Nucleus OS, correct me if I'm wrong, but like the simple OS that they have, it's not really well supported for rounded watches, because if you look, BT is blocked on the top there, and that can get a little annoying sometimes. You can click link to app, it'll just give you the barcode. You can click Android or iOS, then it will give you this. And we've got the clock here. Now again, we could change to the different styles and do time sync and all that other good jazz. And we've got sound here. You can click alert type, ring only or vibrate only. We can set it to vibrate for now. Then there's different ringtones. Then a notification tone, however you want it, whenever you get messages. Then the volume you can change on here. It doesn't get too loud, but it's a decent volume since it emits from the side, so you'll most likely be able to hear it unless if you're outside. Yeah, we can turn all this stuff off in here and keep the ringer to the highest. But yeah, it doesn't feel like loud compared to some other watches I've tested. Regardless, there's display down here. You can change the brightness all the way to 5, and it gets relatively bright. I just went out for a run, and I can confirm that this can be seen outside in sunlight, in broad daylight. You have to have it on full, And I'm sure if you have it on 5, it's not going to last the whole day. It might if you use it in moderate use or a little less than moderate. And then you can have the screen time all the way up into 60 seconds. Now, one thing is that if you do see it directly in sunlight, it's going to be really hard. But like in general, you'll be able to see what the time is and everything. I was able to get around some stuff outdoors. Then on international, we've got auto sync, the languages. Mine was in, I think, Russian or something initially. It's certainly a different language. Then it has all these languages here. Then we've got motions, so mute incoming call, flip to mute alarm. The wake up gesture is on and answer the call is off. What wake up gesture means is basically when it's on your wrist, you can just bring it upwards and you'll be able to see it. There's just like a half-second delay, but it's pretty accurate. And you can also reset it and go into about. The next one we've got is the health app. Now you can click on heart rate. I checked my heart rate and it was at 94 beats per minute. This was after I went out for running. Now the thing is that when I did go out for running, I did use the pedometer, and sadly enough that it didn't show it up on this still. Like, it still says you haven't exercised today, even though I did go out for a run. I did update this, and you know, you can scroll down and it updates it. And there's really nothing else that's been updated. Like if I go into the pedometer, like you can see that I took 1,920 steps. I'm not sure if that's what's showing here, but it says today's steps is 0. But yeah, then it shows here, so it's a little weird. I think this is a brand new app, so they got to make some fixes here. That's for sure. One thing you'll notice is that the settings icon is here again. It just takes you to the settings, whichever app like tray you kind of go into. That's the right word. Then there's a sleep monitor, sedentary, and then drink, to make sure you drink properly. Then we've got remote. When you click on this, you can click RTC. It doesn't work for some reason. Then I'm pretty sure that's just to capture the camera. Like when you're in the camera app, I tried going in there, like I'll do right now again. And you can try to click RTC, and it's a sync fail. But what's interesting is that it still shows up my music here. And then if you look at it, it just shows it on the top, but it's blocking it off because of the rounded screen, so that's unfortunate. Not really a deal breaker, but I don't like that. I wish someone could fix that already, because I've seen it in so many watches. And you can skip to the next track. You can raise or lower the volume. Now what's odd is that when I tried anti-lost here, it seems to just vibrate the phone. Now, of course you can't hear it, but I can feel it, and I have the ringer on and everything, but it's just not working. Unlike other watches, when I do use it, it does have some kind of alarm that starts on here on the phone, so I can locate it. Then we've got tools here. You can click on alarm to add a new alarm. The calculator is right here. Now the keys are pretty small, so if we tried something like 4 times 4 times 4, and you see there's something already up there, but I can't read it too well because it's blocked. That's another downside. This in and of itself can be a deal breaker for people. And then we've got the calendar app, where it just shows you the calendar. You see this like the same on every single cheap watch. And you've got the stopwatch on the bottom. Now what's interesting is that I tried the smartwatch and it worked pretty well. Stopwatch, I mean. I used a stopwatch with a pedometer and they both worked simultaneously. Like I was able to check up again on it, like when I was running, to see how long I ran for, and it was still up and running. So that's a nice thing. Then we've got the Notifier, and the only notification here is that I don't have any cloud space, so we can just go ahead and delete that. You can't really respond on here. You got to go on your phone for any messages. Then you can click BT, and again that just shows up for any devices. And the app, it just gives you this, so you can look up the app yourself. It didn't work for the App Store, so that was just a little odd. But yeah, you can look up the Link 2 app that I showed before. So I just had a quick phone call, and I could hear the person well. But going back to it originally, overall I'd say that this is a decent option if you're willing to overlook the flaws and you're not looking to use Messenger. So like a very simple smartwatch app, basic smartwatch, and you can use it as a stopwatch and a pedometer. And then if you like the look of it too, a rounded watch. This is like a rugged type of look almost, and some people can say it looks almost like the Gear S3, the Samsung Gear S3, except the fact that this is a lot smaller, so I think people would be able to tell a difference, especially with the wrist strap here. And one thing I do like is that the wrist straps can be removed, so it is flexible in case if anything happens to it, you can replace it. If you're looking for something around the same price, actually a little cheaper, but for something around the same thing that offers a lot of similar things but works a little better, you can say, because it has a squared watch and things do tend to work a little better, And this is the one to go for. This is the LEMFO LF20. This goes for around $33 right now at the time of this video, while this is going for $44. Still under $50. And then this is squared, so it does feel like stainless steel on the side. And then it looks like kind of big on the hand. They're both 1.54 inch screens, both IPS. Now on the link in the description, it will say this is a TFT screen, but no, it actually looks like an IPS screen to me, like based on how I'm seeing it in person. So, because a TFT screen you won't be able to see on top well, or it'll be too bright on the bottom. But no, they're perfectly fine. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Leave a like if you found this video helpful, and subscribe if you want to see more.